Good morning
Morning.
or afternoon or evening.
It's
What
evening,
time is it where you're at?
7:30.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
How's the weather like over there? Do
it's rainy.
you guys get a lot of rain over there or no?
So we have a three seasons. Yeah. So 3 months of summer, 3 months of winter, and then all of rainy. Monsoon.
We don't get a whole lot down here, and I'm in San Antonio, Texas. We get most of the rain and storms that we get come from like hurricanes, like outer bands of hurricanes. So we have hurricanes that come in through the Gulf, and the outer bands will spin off, little storm systems and things like that, and then we'll usually get some of that rain. But man, Houston gets it pretty bad a lot of times because they're right there, near the coast. Uh, we just get kind of like the aftermath. So occasionally we'll get good storms and things like that, and then storms will come down from the north, like through Dallas and Austin, and then hit us. But a lot of times they've dumped quite a bit of rain prior to that happening. So yeah, it's interesting. Weather around the world is different at all different times. So very good. So I think I mentioned I own and run LogicWire AI, and we help businesses with automation and things like that. And I'm trying to get to know different business owners and different decision makers in businesses to kind of better understand what other companies out there are doing in terms of automation for their compliance and record keeping and all those kinds of different things. So I'd like to pick your brain, kind of learn a little bit more about you guys and your company and what you guys are doing now and how you envision improving that or what you think is coming down the pipeline in the future. Yeah. How does that sound?
Hey, great, great. So first of all, thanks for giving me the time and excited to be here. So the collective AC, and I'm the founder of that. So this is Kenil Savaliya. So collective stands for we find like best of the best people around the globe and work with the like one of the great project where like automation can happen. So in the automation can be in the field of architecture, engineering, or the construction, which is a AEC stand for. So we work with the like architects, a designer, urban planner, real estate developer, so on and so on. So let's say in the, especially in United States, the people or the like a finding a good brains which won't be difficult, not like a easy to get. It's like a if someone has the project and start from the tomorrow, it will take time to find the people and then start to work on the project. But apart from that, we have a few automation tools. We use Grasshopper for that. So let's say you are the developer and you want to build a ground plus 30, 40 story building in the Texas area. So like you go to architect or the urban planner, so who can like study the feasibility, what kind of a carpet you will get, what kind of a sellable area you will get, and what kind of air rights you will get, right? But from our tool, everything will be automized, and the architect's life will be easy. So how easy? Like through the Grasshopper and then Python, like we develop few things. So you just need to add a plot land, the boundary only for site somewhere, and then all of the locations as well. From that, on the building standpoint or the developer always usually asks for like how he can maximize the floor space, so he can get a much more benefit on that, much more profitable project. And architect look for the how sustainable building is that. So like all of this can be like a design can be taken like a 10, 15 on 30 days. But through our tool, it will be like within a fraction of minutes. So you will going to just add the like a site boundary, the location, and then you will get the like a basic typology of floor plan and basic like what kind of air rights you will going to get and everything you will going to get. So from that, developer can easily get the like a what kind of a margins or what kind of a profitability they will get after few years. And architects will going to get rid of like a 15 days of time and just finish the basic draft within a 10 to 15 minutes. afterward, like a construction drawing or some drawings will going to take time. It will be, it was taking time and it will take time upcoming for few years. But we are like ease for the developers and architects. So like getting like a millions of options within a few seconds. For the high-rise study, like the angle of the building is also like crucial. So we do solar analysis on that. So did you imagine like you are living in the tower and you are getting the like maximized sunlight but no radiation, so no heat, but you are getting a like pleasant of like a light only. Yeah. So when you feel like very good. So those kind of analysis will going to be not manually. Everything will be the automized, and you will get the best of the best result, like top 5 results within a few minutes. So this is
Nice.
just only one module in the architecture, but we are doing like a urban level. We are doing only like a facade level as well. Like if you have already designed the tower or the high rises, but how we can optimize for the like maximum sunlight or the wind analysis. So that's what we do.
Yeah, it's interesting all the logistics that go into designing, a building and like you're talking about the solar piece of it and the sunlight and everything. I My dad is actually an architect.
Right.
He started way back in the day before CAD was even a thing, and I've always had an interest in building design. I love visiting construction sites and watching things being built and houses and commercial buildings and all that stuff really fascinates me. I uh, I used to watch him build computers as a kid, and that's back in the day when you couldn't go out and buy computers. You had to build it from parts and things like that. So he'd build these computers, and then he'd load AutoCAD on it, and then he used AutoCAD to do his designs. And he was kind of at the time cutting edge because that not a whole lot of people were using AutoCAD. It was like AutoCAD 1.0 or something, R1, I guess it would be. Um, but then he had a lot of his colleagues started seeing the benefit of AutoCAD and wanted to get into it. And so he'd say, "Oh, you should get with my son. He can help build you a computer." And so I got into technology at a very early age and helping some of my dad's architectural and engineering colleagues build computers so they could use for AutoCAD. So I've always had an affinity for technology and architecture and design and all those kinds of things. So that interests me very much. um, I know the engineering side is quite a bit different than the architectural side. The architectural side is more about, uh, like you're talking about solar, sun exposure into the building during the day, things of that nature. And then with the engineering side, it's more of like structural and things like that. And then of course you have mechanical engineering as well. Making sure that HVAC is distributed evenly throughout the building and there's not, hot and cold spots and electrical, making sure that you have enough power for all the different rooms and the power requirements stuff. It's crazy, like all the work that goes into it. People move into the building after it's built and they don't appreciate all the effort and design a lot of times that goes into it. How large is your team right now?
Right now, 10. We are
And
like my dream is like we are like every day we have a minimum 3 to 5 interviews. So we are like keep expanding.
nice, nice, very nice. Where do you see the bulk of your clients coming from? Is it from all across the world, or are there concentrations in certain areas, maybe like in Europe or in the US, or where do most of the clients come from?
Let's say 50% clients are like a similar to your dad's age or like my dad's age because like those guys are really into technology. They are thinking how it is possible like automation. One of the client I would like to mention, I just had a conversation like before our podcast, was that like he is a long home leader, one of the top in the United States. I can't like say the name, but that's okay. So he is like making a long home and the stage structures, and now he is selling online, and he is like producing all of the drawings through automation. So how it is look like let's say if you want to purchase a log home or you want to purchase a wooden shed structure, you go to on his website, and then you will going to see multiple options, the sizes as well as the design. Once you pick any one design, then there will be like multiple options, such as like a wood stain, such as the sizes, such as a like post size. So there are like multiple parameters, and then you can click, and you can meanwhile within a fraction of seconds you can see the 3D output. So you are making the changes and you are seeing the output in his website. And as well as you can see the costing, the prices. The prices are live prices. So whatever you are making changes and the prices will show up. And once you click on the purchase and make the order, the SKU number of the like all of the purchase list, all of the like drawings, all of the like drawings for the CNC purchase. So within a like of 1 to 10 minutes, he will be preparing your order. So his entire process is automated and all of the drawings are automated. So there will be no error of like a human, like there will be no issue with the sizes, and same thing, we did it like one of the firm in the like a Japan. We're selling the furniture. We're selling the table. We're selling the wardrobes. The similar to IKEA, but not the big as that was. But they are producing their like entire processing unit in Vietnam. So whenever someone click on the purchase within the 10 minutes, the email will goes to the manufacturing unit and your order will going to start pushing.
Wow.
So the imagine like how fast it can be. And the know-how person in the United States, if you check on the website, like he is like one of the top, and you can check his the competitors. No one is doing. So in entire US, no one is doing that kind of automation. And that's what we do. I met at with in the 2023, and that year we started, and within a 2 years we did it like each and every single module. And even like wood prices are fluctuated, right? So that can be also reflect real time. So we made entire backend for them.
Wow. So what changes do you see in your industry coming down the line? I know we have a couple on the other side of things that I do. I also run an IT company, and we have some architectural clients. And one of the concerns I've heard from them in some of my conversations have been we don't see as many uh, architectural students graduating from some of the schools and things like that. And so he's having a hard time. He had a couple job postings open for quite a while
Yes.
back that were he was talking about getting trying to hire a couple extra people, and he had the job postings for quite some time and didn't get any applicants. And he talked with some other colleagues of his, and they've had uh,
Same issue.
the same kind of openings for a draftsman or whatnot, and those have been open for 2 years. He said one person. So, what are you seeing over there in your neck of the woods, your area of the world?
So exactly that's where we come in picture. If you can't see on my LinkedIn, we like mentioned that scale without hiring. So your architects and all of the designer do not focus on the hiring. Just try our automation tool or try us. You are going to get the like a feel. I do not want to hire more. Just discuss with collective AC and then find the solution. And in the architecture, in upcoming years, it will be a like a for sure automation. Like my few clients are like saying like his ages are like in between 60, 70s. They shifted from the hand drawing to the AutoCAD and now Revit. Like they are also mentioning like AI will be the one of the helping hand. So like if you are not hiring, if you are not getting a draft person, No worry, because drafting can be done by automation. Because we did it for the automation in the drafting for the law firms, for the furniture product. But for the architectural buildings, or let's say the high rises, which can be possible, like few with the few like a human touch, and it can be possible.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
What
in the future, like, all of the designers will be there, or the AI generalist will be there, but the draft person will be no more in the future.
are you guys actually using AutoCAD, or are you using a different platform for all your design work?
So we are not using AutoCAD. We use a Revit, and we like our clients usually come up with the like a solution, come up with the questions, and we find the solution in the Revit through Dynamo. So let's say there are like a you are building the high rise, and there will be a multiple glass panel. If it's a, like a same shape on the every floor, then there will be no issue with the manual drafting. But the building, it is uneven, let's say. Then each and every glass panel, if it's a 10,000 glass panel, all of the 10,000 glass panel sizes will be the change. So how you can make it manually like 10,000 glass panel drawing? So that's exactly we can discount and into picture. Then I'll show you like how you can automate the entire drawings, 10,000 drawing. 10,000 drawing can be generated within a 1 minute.
Interesting. So you said you guys are working on expanding, right? You said you're adding some team members. And how many did you say you were at right now?
10.
10. Okay. And where did you guys start? Tell me a little bit of background about how your company started and how you guys grew and when you were founded and all that kind of stuff.
In 2019, I was doing my job. And I'm really passionate about high rises, but I'm not like more about like the high rises, which is a typical floor plan, even buildings. Let's say designed by Zaha, they were mad architecture. So I really fond of that. And I was doing like a job in one of the farm nearby my hometown, where we are developing like ground plus 50, ground plus 60, 80 story buildings. But there are like a typical floor plans. And as soon as pandemic happened, like I saw the opportunity like finding a client internationally. So how I can find the clients? So I was usually watching the videos like 4 to 8 hours a day. So I was finding some videos like there are some IT guys or like IT professions getting the projects through like freelancing platform. Then I thought, why don't we start as an architect? So at that time, okay, 2020, there are like a few architects on those platforms. And we are like enjoying the clients. We are like enjoying the great client building. All my clients are based in like a United States, UK, Europe, Middle East, Australia, like around the globe. I'm getting the project. And at that time, I built my confidence to start my own firm. Getting the project, so I feel that like why not? And I'm really good at parametric and automation. So that's why, and then as soon as I'm getting the more clients, I thought like, why do not like hire a much more experienced person as compared to beginner or the fresher? So I usually hire people or freelancer from around the globe. So we hire from the Madrid, we hire Peru. So like our team was also like internationally, but nowadays we find people locally as well, good talent. So we hire more from the locally. And we work on the like all of the parametric computational design project, residential or commercial.
Very nice. So about how many design jobs do you guys do per year?
So if I can say project, roughly 150 to 200.
Uh, the client I was telling you about earlier, that has had difficulty finding a replacement employee is having to turn away work because he just doesn't have the bandwidth to take on all the projects.
Yes.
He's been in
Yes.
architecture for
Yes.
probably, I don't know, at least 15 to 20 years. So he's got quite a bit of clientele built up. He does mainly residential, but some commercial as well. But he just can't handle the workload, and so he's having to just basically turn projects away and say, "Hey, I can't do it. I just don't have time," which is unfortunate. but hopefully he's able to find somebody to replace
Definitely,
that employee and continue to grow. So what do you guys where do you guys see
definitely.
yourself in the next, 2, 5, 10 years? What are your growth goals?
Upcoming, let's say, the shorter period, like on upcoming 2 years, we will be like minimum 100 people in our office, minimum, I would say. And everyone is doing like automation, like how we can like make it architect or interior design or urban planner, make the life easy. So like we are based in Surat, India, right? So like in India, like there are like so many scattered development. So on the urban level as well, how we can like automize the entire like city. I'm just talking about planning basis, right? So like we like on the April month this year, I met one of the urban planner based in Middle East. So we are in talk and we are like fighting out like how we can do the entire as a city as a automation. So if client come and just sit in the waiting area and meanwhile if you just land all of the requirement within a 5-10 minute or having his coffee, we have the option to discuss multiple options to discuss. We can do that, we can do that, we can do this. So how will it be feel like? Like the design can be easy, but those designs will be the not humanized. But after like a discussion or after the like a project feasibility study, it can be humanized afterward, right? So it will be easy.
Interesting. What what pain points have you guys experienced during your growth phases? So like as you guys have added more employees or added more projects or clients or things like that, what have you guys run into through that growth phase?
So in my like the company is running by me and my wife nowadays. So one of the major thing we are facing in our office as well, and all my all client facing is the hiring good employees for good person. And like so that's why we are into automation. So we will not going to focus on more idea how we can automate the thing. Because nowadays you can see like entire business can be run through AI as well. There can be like a business manager through AI. Emails will be get done by AI. So there are multiple options to done by AI. So in the architecture field, I'm also looking for how can be done similar thing in architecture.
Interesting. So if you could wave a magic wand, what would you fix or optimize or improve?
First of all, I optimize the typical buildings, which if you can be on like New York or any metropolitan, you see the all of the stack tower, which is a similar. There is no design sets. But if you can see the buildings, which is like in built in 1950s, you can see there are so many design sets. So like everything is like a well thought. And nowadays, all of the buildings are making similar. So I am thinking about how we can like, so now we have tools for optimization. Why we are not using? The building can be like a getting a much more like a radiation or like a less radiation. And there will be like lots of screening. So how we can make any human life easy? How we can make a like HVAC or the like a well, less electricity bill. So those kind of calculation can be made through automation and can be implemented on the building without doing anything.
So in terms of architecture and engineering and design and all that kind of stuff, what do you see what major changes do you anticipate in the next say 5 to 10 years?
I'll explain with the one of the project we are developing in Neom, Saudi Arabia. Okay. So like from this in the Neom, there is a one line constructing, which is very popular. But around those area, there are multiple developments going on. There are like a 10,000 residential projects as well, which is like building like forms 10,000 in a one go. So from there, like we will make like if we want to build those kind of a project, nowadays people through the manual process or architect or but develop some script so which can be automated. So we got the client in April month as well. So how we like first we did all of the radiation analysis. We see how the wind flowing around that area, how the monsoon is like, how what kind of rainfall we are getting. From all of those data, we started the developing the clusters. But all of the clusters will going to made through the automation, not any human anticipation. So from the all of the buildings can be like as a like a much more advanced in terms of technology, and all of the residents can have a, like a big windows or like a getting the lights, not like a harsh light which is coming from the south, but the light which is coming from the north. Northern light is always be good for the like a human, but not southern. So where the southern light is coming, we have the screenings. So screenings also can be designed through the like automation. And how and then the one of the crucial part is this the drawings. So those can be how we can do the automation. So the entire process from the like developing the land to the handover, it will be easy and it won't take time. Or if you are making a small change, all of will get going to get update within a few seconds or few minutes. But if it's a like a traditional practice, so if you made a small change, it will take like a so many effort to changing all of the drawings.
Interesting. What do you think over like that's looking forward in time? What do you think going back in time? What are some of the biggest improvements that you've seen in your field over the last 10 years? I mean, obviously there's, AutoCAD came out way back in the day. That was a huge improvement over manual drafting. Obviously computers have improved and things like that. Now we have AI. What other things that are kind of industry specific have you guys experienced that were kind of earth shattering? Like, oh, this is going to be the next best thing, or this is going to really help us out and improve our ability to get our work done.
So like AI will going to make a crucial role on that. So like on the AI, just you are writing something and you are getting the 3D visualization done. Nowadays, it will be like so easy to get a like a 3D model, which can be integrated in Rhino or the like a Revit, and then we can generate the drawing. So just think about it like a just writing, and you are getting all of this. But before that, to think, then make a sketch, and then develop the concept through the like reference images, then start building the 3D model, then start like a work on the drawings. That entire process can be taken like a month and months. But now it can be possible like within a 1 week. So, like, if you are running architectural studio and the one of the client is coming on, and like you are like providing all of the things within like a few days, he is happy, and you are like super happy without like asking someone or hiring a more person.
Interesting. I know technology's vastly improved over the last,
Yes.
couple of decades. Like I mentioned earlier, my dad, I remember when he used to build computers from scratch. And that's, I mean, now you do that for fun, or you're making a gaming rig or something like that. But most people just go out and, buy a Dell, or if it's for work, things like that, they'll just buy a Dell or HP
Yes.
or something along those lines. It's already pre-built. But yeah, it's interesting. And then the migration of on-prem servers to cloud, and just the whole advent of the cloud architecture has just really changed the game. It's interesting to watch, and we live in very exciting times with technology, and
Yes.
it's only going to get more interesting. And every time we think, hey, this is the best it's going to get, it gets better, and there's improvement. I mean, I think if you went back and asked people 5 years ago if they thought AI was possible and to what extent, I don't think they would have
They deny.
imagined
Yeah.
what we're experiencing, today. It's interesting too with AI. A lot of businesses now are actually training some of the AI models to recommend their business. So I don't know what's going to happen with. There's going to be have to be a shift in Google's um, I guess, profit center because right now a lot of it's ads. But as more and more people shift to using something like ChatGPT or Gemini to ask it for recommendations. So I was watching an example the other day. You think about how long it takes to, you know, something related to architecture, like say you wanted to have a pergola built in your backyard to provide shade for your deck or something. The amount of time and effort that it takes to get on the web and manually research, like, hey, I live in Chicago or Dallas or wherever, trying to find a local contractor that's reputable. There's lots of local contractors, but ones that are reputable, that's a different story. So trying to find, doing all that research to narrow down, hey, these are the top maybe 5 or 10 contractors. And then out of those 5 or 10 that you manage to narrow it down to, how do you get down to like the top 3? Go ask those guys for quotes. And then the one you pick, making sure that they're a good company that's going to come out and do a good job and install everything properly. You can just turn around and ask ChatGPT, give me the top 3 recommendations for, local pergola installation companies
by
and
this
and give
area.
me 3 reasons why each company is better than the next and provide me with average costs and uh, top reviews from all these companies, and it just spits it all out in a matter of seconds, something that would take you hours upon hours to research. So there's so much value that can be gathered from AI and automation and that kind of stuff to save a ton of time. So I think the people that adopt AI and leverage it for benefit as time savings are get way ahead of the people who resist it and don't embrace it. So, what are your thoughts on that? Like, have you experimented at all with getting local recommendations of businesses and things like that?
I it's obvious like every day like when I am on my desktop, one tab is open for the NEA to ChatGPT or any other. So I usually get all of the recommendation or anything from that, as well as like if you think like anything related to growth in the particular like any software. So if you are finding the some error, like let's say in the Revit, you are finding something error and you are not able to find on the Google, but if you paste that error on, or if you take a screenshot and they add it on the GPT, yeah, GPT will guide you exact process or the option one, option two, or option three. You can do this, and here's the resolution. But through Google, it will take time.
What
So it's so easy.
Yeah, no, that's all of it's very, very interesting. I love technology. I love immersing myself in technology, learning about new technology, seeing where it's going to take us and in the next, 1 to 5, 10 years. It's crazy. So, well, is there anything interesting you'd like to add beyond what we've discussed already?
I think like
Some
I would
closing
love to
thoughts
say
or
one
anything?
message. Yeah, yeah. I would love to say the one closing quote for the architects and interior designer around the globe. If you are looking for a hiring, uh, why not like a new automation process for like a drafting or the 3D visualization? So you will not going to go back to hiring again every month. That's my closing quote. So do not hiring or like just focus on the design. All of can be done by us.
Nice. Well, I really appreciate your time today, and it's very interesting having the conversation and how AI and automation, everything integrates with your business and architecture and engineering and everything. And I look forward to seeing how things change in the future. Very, very exciting times.
Yes, definitely, definitely.